So, I wanted to talk this morning. Can we talk? Have a conversation this morning? It is so beautiful this morning, is it not? So, can we talk? I wanted to give a message to some men, if I can, this morning. And ladies, feel free to pay attention to what I'm saying. Oh, a lot of times we don't realize it's important that your coach gives you some different perspectives, different ways of thinking about some things. A lot of times we get easily swooped up in the way we think and the way we see things, and we stay married to it and should have divorced the beliefs a long time ago. But we don't. We just stay stuck in our thinking. And so, for me, I'm always helping and encouraging you to use your mind. Using your mind is very important. And I say all the time that you should use your mind so you don't lose your mind. You get what I'm saying? It's very important. So, good morning. For those of you that don't know me, I am Coach Carla Nicole. And I always like to provide perspectives that are unique to where I'm coming from, based upon how I see things, based upon how I think, and also based upon results. I'm not a romantic, but I am a realist, and I like to provide some different perspectives so that you can have better results. Okay? So I want to talk today about make sure to subscribe to my channel. So my channel is Coaching Matters, because it does. Coaching Matters is my channel, so be sure to subscribe to my channel. Make sure to share this video, and please, by all means, comment, share who you are, say hello. I'm always excited to know who I am talking to. I love knowing who's joined, and I always appreciate you. And if I do get a comment or something, I do make it a point to respond and acknowledge what's going on. So can we talk this morning? I'm just trying to have a conversation with you men. Can we talk, please? I'm making my tea. I gotta have my tea this morning while I'm giving the tea, if you know what I'm saying. So men, good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Let's talk this morning. Let's talk. Can we? Shall we? Let's have a conversation. Okay? Men, please talk to me this morning. Tell me who you are, where you're from, and make sure to share this video. Don't forget to share. Please, please, please share. Subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure to tell me who you are. Say good morning. Say good morning. Good morning to everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Listen, it's a beautiful morning. Okay? So share, share, share. Okay, gentlemen, I want to talk to you real quick. Please listen to me and don't take what I'm saying personally. I just want to help you with changing your perspective on something that has been going on for a while. Men, here's the message. Write this down, make a big poster in your house. Please stop telling your woman, or your ladies, if you're dealing with more than one, please stop telling them they don't have anything to worry about because you've arrived in their life. Please stop telling ladies they have nothing to worry about because you have arrived in their life. Don't do that. Please stop telling women they don't have to worry. They do. Matter of fact, since your wife and your woman and your lady or your group of ladies, however you rockin', listen, I don't care about that. I'm not going to critique you or be mad at you for being a gentleman that has different women. It's okay. You don't get no judgment over here. I judge based upon if you're functional or dysfunctional. I don't care how you're doing it. Just make sure it's functional. Okay? So check this out. Listen and hear me out. I want you to listen to me. Just listen. Be careful telling a woman that since you've arrived in her life, she doesn't have anything to worry about. This is why you want to be careful. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Share this, and sit your boys down and talk to your boys about this. This is a danger zone. When you get with a woman and you let her know she doesn't have anything to worry about because you've arrived and because you're in her life, she has nothing to worry about. It's a big problem. Okay? Let me explain why. You are teaching your woman that she doesn't have to think. You are teaching your woman that she doesn't have to think. And that's dangerous. A woman in your life should be able to problem solve and make decisions, protect you and the family just as much as you protect her and the family. Here's where we've gone very, very wrong. We have encouraged women that once they get a husband or a man or a partner, or they're a part of a conglomerate of ladies with one man, that she doesn't have to think anymore. She doesn't have to worry. That's not true. This is to your disadvantage, gentlemen, when you tell ladies they don't have to think. They don't have to make decisions. They don't have to worry. They do. Let me explain to you why it's important and vital you get this. Please share this. When you let a woman become relaxed in her mind, that she doesn't have to think, and you are the main source of decision making in that love affair, trust and believe you are going to be burdened. You are going to age like crazy. You're also going to feel like you're in a relationship on your own. I'm going to use a scenario that I used with my co-host on my podcast called Ranting and Raving. Make sure to check it out. Ranting and Raving is my podcast that I'm on with Javon Clark. So I talked about this with him because I want men to get this. I want you to pay attention to how important it is that a woman is able to make decisions. If you make it comfortable for a woman to be in a relationship with you that she doesn't have to think, guess what's going to happen for you? You're going to be burdened with all decision making. You're also going to be the main person making all the decisions. You're going to feel bombarded with so much because you're going to feel so heavy on always having to make major decisions and minor decisions. Let me explain something to you. When we're in this plane of life, since we want to talk about planes, I know a lot's going on with them going down and everything. Let's talk about the plane of life. Shall we? Can we talk about being in the plane of life, men? Let's talk about it. You are the pilot of the plane in life, and your wife or your lady is your co-pilot. Okay? And you're flying. Everything's cool. But all of a sudden, you have to go to the bathroom. No big deal. Going to the bathroom is what it is. So you head on to the bathroom. Now, your wife, who's the co-pilot, or your life partner, or the lady you've chosen in your life is your co-pilot. She's now flying this plane and is the head of making sure the plane is gliding. It's nothing major because you already have it up there. It's already flying. Everything's cool. It's in the right direction and all that. So you had to leave. to go to the restroom. You end up back there for longer than you planned. Because again, being back there, you're using it. And you're finding out your stomach is bubbling. And this basic trip to the bathroom while you're flying the plane is now a longer situation because you're really having to go, right? Your wife's now your co-pilot. Well, my love, what are you going to do now? You're back there and you're in a mess. And so is your wife and this plane, and the passengers on the plane are all in a mess because you have to use the bathroom. Well, my love, you are flying, yes. However, your wife is now the pilot, not just the co-pilot. Now she has to make some major decisions. And get this, the engine is now having some issues. Now, this was not predicted. You didn't see this coming in this plane of life. You thought everything was cool. But you're in a situation where now you can't be in the pilot seat. Your wife that you entrust in your life here is now having to make some decisions. She's got to know what engine to now shut off, how to problem solve. Does she need to get a hold of someone and tell them that there needs to be an emergency landing? What needs to happen? Now has to be on the shoulders of the wife you tell that doesn't need to have to make decisions. One of the problems, men, that you have a tendency to do is to tell your woman, because you're here and you've arrived in her life, she doesn't have to worry about anything. And that is so far from the truth. Now that you're in the bathroom with a diarrheal situation, the plane has to now be dealt with. And now the woman that you tell don't need to worry about thinking or making decisions or problem solving is now the pilot. Not only is she the one having to make these decisions, now you and everybody else on the plane are at risk as well. Here's why I keep telling you, gentlemen, to stop getting so caught up in trying to be a woman's knight in shining armor, trying to be a woman's savior, trying to tell her she doesn't have to worry about anything. Don't do that, because what you're doing is you are insisting that she doesn't have to think. She doesn't have to make decisions. It's okay. She doesn't have to worry about anything, but she should. You want her just as sharp as you. You want your woman to have perspective as you. You want her to be able to think differently than you. You want her to be able to use her mind as you do. You want her to be able to think. Here's the problem, gentlemen. And this is not just your fault. This has been programmed to you down through the ages to encourage you to be a woman's knight in shining armor. Problem is, you get these women that don't know how to think. And I don't know how many women that I have dealt with, coached, talked to, been friends with, sister friends with, that have told me that I have to wait till my husband gets home to make a decision. Excuse me? Oh, I have to wait till my husband gets home to make the decision. There's going to come times when you can't wait. You're going to have to make a decision. And what if his life is depending on you? And you have to make the decision. You got to make the call if he lives or dies. When you don't use your mind, you lose your mind. Here's what's difficult that a lot of people don't understand. Thinking, problem solving, and making decisions doesn't just happen. You have to practice. You have to do it. You have to make sure that you are consistent in it so that you can get sharp with making them. Problem is, we're not talking about this part because we only want to get excited when decisions are made for us. What most women brag about to their girlfriends because they have a man is that he makes all the decisions and I don't have to worry about anything. And I thought to myself, that's a major misunderstanding. Because if he can't make the decision, he gets decapacitated, or he can't think, or he's not available to make the decision. The decisions now lie on you and on your shoulders. Are you able to handle that? Have you practiced making decisions? Here's what's true. As long as we continue as women to think that the main reason we want a man is so that we don't have to think, we're going to end up being non-thinking women that are not valuable in a man's life. Trust me. The co-pilot example that I've given you, when a man is in a situation, or your family is in a situation, he needs to make sure that you can handle major decisions as well. It can't always be on a man's shoulders to take care of everything. You also need to know how the operation of the home is ran. We spend a lot of time just wanting to get lazy. Having a man doesn't mean we lazy our minds and we relax thinking. That's not good. Because when we sit down and think, oh, I don't have to think, and I have a man now, he takes care of everything, and I don't have to worry, you do. Nothing in this life or on this planet is guaranteed. And if you don't use your mind and your head, and you don't think, and you don't know how to problem solve, and you don't know how to make decisions quickly and make good ones, you're high risk for losing. Not just losing your peace, but losing a lot of shit. First of all, having a home and you're in a love affair with a man, having a home, there's things that come up that he's at work, he can't fix. Do you know what to do? Do you know who to call? Do you know who to outsource to? Do you have any idea what to do? Can you fly that plane if your man is in a crappy situation in the bathroom? Can you fly the plane alive? Can you do it? And the question should be asked often to yourself. How sharp am I? See, we as women are competitive. And I tell you men this all the time. You know, I have this conversation with you all the time that women are competitive. Remember I told you that? Well, here's what's funny, which I don't understand. Women will rather have a man make all the decisions because she doesn't feel like doing all that. But yet, if a woman is savory to their man's taste because she's thinking, or she's got spunk to her, or she looks like she's, sharp on some things that she's not, she gets agitated, butthurt, feels a way about it. And it's like, why are you feeling a way about it? Are you making sure you're up on your own personal value at all times? Are you upping your game in your life for real? Here's what's true. When you don't spend enough time working on making sure you're sharp, you're doing things, you're advancing your mind, you are available and willing to make decisions. And or if he would rather make certain decisions, you want to be a part of that to where you understand, well, what did you do to make that decision? How did you make it? Get curious. Ask him, how did you make that decision? Because I don't know if I would have known how to do that. Can you explain to me how you came up with that plan? And listen to him. Men, a lot of times you guys make major decisions, but you don't tell your woman how you made them. So she is in the dark. A woman non-thinking that doesn't know how to problem solve or make decisions is dangerous to your relationship. It's dysfunctional. You have to have a woman that knows how to make decisions. Listen to me. Here's what I want you gentlemen to realize. As long as you stay hovering over your woman and telling her, look, I got it, babe. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. It really handicaps her. And it creates this almost like a nostalgia to be okay with not thinking. And then there becomes a comfort of it. Then when you're not having to make decisions, you start to get comfortable with relying on someone else to make all the major decisions. And now you're okay with that because you don't feel like doing it anyway. It's like, no, decision making isn't about wanting to do it. It's about knowing how to do it. Always. You don't want to wait until something major happens and you're all in a frenzy because you have no idea how to handle it. Major decisions will come up. Unpredictable things and situations in life happen. So you can't just rely on someone else to make decisions for you. And I know that is what most of us women have been sold on. Getting a knight in shining armor, getting a husband, getting a man, having a man take care of you so that you don't have to worry. And that is very, very untrue. Because real women that are in relationships, not only are they making decisions, they're protective too. Real ones. Ones that are valid and valuable. Real powerful women, oh no, they're making decisions. Trust me. Not only are they making them, they're oftentimes practicing and looking at different scenarios and understanding and heeding and talking to him about how he's doing that. Because when you have a knowledge in your own right of how to do things, you start to become someone he can not only just look out for, but also someone he can depend on. We don't talk about how important a man should be able to depend on his wife or his lady. Because a lot of times we're only talking about, well, is the woman submitting to you? And all this Google crap. A woman submitting to a man, that's silly. That's not what you want a woman for, men. Stop listening to this stuff. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. You want a thinking woman, a woman that can use her mind, strategize, and be able to protect. It's a no-brainer. You cannot afford to have a non-thinking woman as your woman. I even will tell my son this once he gets a little older and ready to start settling down with women. I'm going to tell my son, don't get a non-thinking woman, son. You want a woman that can think. You want a woman that can problem solve. You want a woman that can make decisions. Because see, it's okay when she's pretty and all this stuff that y'all are caught up in. Pretty don't pay the bills. Can this woman, if she's pretty or not, can she make decisions? Because see, again, I'm talking about just in the realm of it just being you and she. But also let's think about this. If you have a non-thinking woman and she becomes a mother, you're now going to know how to problem solve and can't make decisions. Time parenting. This is why, gentlemen, when you put your seed in a woman and you have a child with her, a lot of times you'll get these non-thinking women that don't know anything about parenting, and they are a nuisance in your relationship. Because every time that there needs to be something addressed, especially if we're talking about discipline, she always burdens you with it. Wait till your father gets home. Excuse me? Why are we waiting? Why is this not already handled? He can come. I mean, I'm confused why women do that. And then I realized, oh, she just doesn't know how to make decisions. She doesn't know how to be the one to assert certain things like discipline and teaching. She doesn't know anything about that because she doesn't strategize. She doesn't know anything about thinking. She doesn't know what it takes to make sure that her children are in alignment. You shouldn't have to wait for daddy to get home. If you're the mother and you are the head of the household when daddy's not home, then you need to be the one implementing the discipline, not just the father. But men, because you've been taught to tell women that they don't have to think, this is the narrative now. You end up having to, oh my God, now I have to sit here and scold my children. I'm the bad guy. I come home and I have to tell them what they can't do, what their punishment is. Why is that? Well, because your wife, baby's mom, woman, whatever, she can't think to tell the child what the repercussions are because she doesn't know anything about consequences. Again, men, please stop telling that woman she has nothing to worry about being with you. Allow her to make decisions. Encourage her to think. Matter of fact, show her how you do it. Teach her some things. Don't allow a woman to just lay dormant in your arms and in your life and in your bed and know nothing about prioritizing, nothing about strategizing, nothing about resolving nothing. You will have yourself a burden. She'll be beautiful, yes, but a beautiful mess. And then the next thing you know, you're going to be like, why am I feeling so heavily burdened with this woman? Because you brought on, instead of a co-pilot in your love life, you've brought on a dependent. I'm just being honest. Hey, I'm just being honest. You're bringing on a dependent when you encourage a woman not to think. Start understanding the power it takes to sit down with a woman and show her the actual power of thinking. Thinking is important. And not just thinking, laying dormant on thoughts, but thinking and knowing how to put things in place, knowing how to do certain things, knowing how to problem solve, knowing how to strategize. You got a house project or something you want to look up or learn, have your wife to research, have your girl to research, have your girl to learn something. Tell her, take her on voyages to strengthen her own understanding of will and power and decision making. When you encourage a woman to go on voyages of thinking, it really changes everything, because you're not laying dormant with a woman in your bed that has no real value. Women have value if you help them to upscale, be more than they are. It's very important. Stop saying a woman has nothing to worry about because she has you. Start getting into the thought process of understanding, you know what? Let me make sure that I'm encouraging my woman to think, because I'm going to say it again. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to share this. Here's what I keep telling you. If a woman doesn't use her mind, she will lose her mind. She will lose her mind. And a mind that's lost is going to be detrimental while you're in a love affair with her. You have to make sure you encourage her to get busy on thinking. Here's what's true. We oftentimes don't want to talk about it, but it's true. Women that don't think are just living in yesterday, or they're living in tomorrow. They're not present here. Most of you men don't realize that she's still stuck in her teenage years. She's still wishing and hoping for an ex to show up. These are things that happen with men that have idle minds that don't think. They stay stuck in yesterday, or they're all wishing and hoping for you to become this knight in shining armor that's not real. And so guess what? Because of that, you have a woman stuck. You have to make sure that woman's thinking, sir. Please listen to me. Please share this and please pay attention. Please make sure you encourage her to think. Because an idle mind stays stuck in yesterday and in tomorrow. They're not present. And when you have a woman that is not present in her mindset, in her whereabouts, in her life, you will find yourself constantly burdened because she is a dependent on you, not your co-pilot. You have a woman that's a dependent. When a woman is a dependent, she is your daughter. She's not your woman. I tell husbands all the time, you got a daughter wife. It's okay. I'm just telling you. You don't have a woman that's making decisions. All the decisions being made is on you. That's a daughter wife. That's what that is. So, be sure to share this video. Listen to what I'm telling you and watch it again. Start it over from the beginning. It is important, men, that you hear what I'm saying and you listen to me. Join my Patreon. My Patreon will be in the comments. There's a lot of things you don't realize that goes on in the lives, hearts, and energy fields of these women you're wanting to wife and be with. Especially those that don't want to think. It's just not good. When you have a woman that doesn't want to think, you have something on your hands. And let me also tell you, and this is the bonus, not only does she not want to think, she most likely doesn't know her purpose and why she's here. It's a lot, sir. It's a lot. Understand what I'm telling you. Don't relax on this. Encourage your woman or your ladies, if you have a group of them, to think. You'll have more to work with in this life when you have someone that can think. Because guess what? This is what I'm going to tell my son. Like I said, once he starts dating, I'm going to instill in my son to make sure that you get a woman that can think. You don't want a woman that can't think. It's not healthy for you. You want to be able to see that she can make decisions, because in this lifetime, that's all we have to do is make decisions. We can't wait around and assume that everything should be burdened on you. And also, not only can she think, does she have the ability to think differently and show up in her difference of opinion? That's another beautiful thing for men. If you get a woman that can think, and then she can think in her own individual way, and then she can not only just think, but she can also share with you her perspective, you got a winner. Trust me, I'm telling you, you got a winner for real. I'm out of here, guys. Make sure to share this video. Don't forget what I told you. Join my Patreon. I have a Patreon for men. It's, listen, very, very good for men, because it's the loyalty that I give you to help you. And it will help you to instill how important it is that you have understanding. You can become a member right now. You can actually get a lot of information about what I teach men on women. It's my loyalty package. It's a collection that you can get for $7 a month. And it's a whole bunch of information that I don't say here, but I do encourage men to get over there on Patreon and really take advantage of what I'm telling you about women. Because if you have a non-thinking woman, you have something you have to now strategize and realize. And sometimes you want to make sure, if you're not just in a relationship where you're just now finding out she doesn't think, hopefully you can choose a woman that is good at thinking. But there's levels to it. Understanding, like, when you're choosing a woman, that you're choosing a woman that can strategize and make decisions. It's very important. You don't want a non-thinking woman, gents. You just don't. It's not healthy. Trust me. I'm out of here, guys. I'm your coach, Carla Nicole. I'm signing out, guys. You guys have a great day. Bye.